All right, everyone, welcome back for another deep dive with us.
It's great to be here.
Today, we are going to be looking at the H-1B visa.
Oh, yeah, this will be good.
So this is a U.S. work visa that allows companies to bring in foreign workers for these really specialized jobs.
Yeah, we're talking high-skilled workers, often in STEM fields.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly, like science, tech, engineering, math, all that.
Uh-huh.
And we've got some really interesting sources to dig into for this one.
Yeah, looking at how this visa program kind of impacts the whole global talent scene,
Yeah, it's a big deal, especially if you're thinking about things like the UPSC exams.
Oh, for sure.
This topic touches on international relations, economic trends, even India's role in the global tech world.
It's all connected.
It really is. So let's get right into it. I mean, this H-1B program, it's always in the news, right?
Yeah.
I mean, even people like Elon Musk are out there talking about it.
Right. He's been a big advocate for it.
So what's the core issue here?
Well, the U.S. has this huge need for skilled STEM professionals, right? And there just aren't enough Americans to fill all the roles.
Oh, I see.
So the H-1B program, it's designed to kind of bridge that gap, bring in the talent from other countries.
That makes sense.
But it's not like just an open door,
Right.
There's actually an annual cap on these visas.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's $65,000 plus another $20,000 for folks who've got advanced degrees from U.S. universities.
Wow, so that's a limited number for a country as big as the U.S.
Definitely, and that's where things get competitive.
Yeah, I can imagine.
So you've got way more companies wanting to hire than there are visas available.
Right.
So they have this lottery system.
A lottery?
Yeah, so companies, they submit petitions for the employees they want to hire.
Okay.
And if they hit that cap, boom, it's all down to luck.
So it's like a random selection.
Exactly, which creates a lot of uncertainty,
Yeah, both for the companies and the people who are hoping to get these visas.
For sure. And, for someone prepping for the UPSC, this is gold.
Oh, so...
It shows how domestic policies in one country, the U.S. in this case, can have these massive ripple effects on global talent flows.
That's a great point.
It's all interconnected.
It is. And one thing I found super interesting when we were prepping for this deep dive was the sheer number of Indians in this H-1B program.
Oh, yeah.
It's wild. Like, over 70% of the approved petitions are from India.
It's a huge percentage.
It is. What do you think contributes to that?
Well, a couple of things, really.
Okay.
So India's tech sector, it's absolutely booming right now.
It is.
They are producing a massive number of STEM graduates every year.
Like, how many are we talking?
Well, get this. In 2020, they had 2.55 million STEM graduates.
Wow.
Second only to China.
That's incredible.
So naturally, that makes India a major source of talent for the H-1B program.
So it's not just about filling jobs in the U.S.
Right.
It's also a reflection of how India is becoming this major tech powerhouse.
Exactly.
So what are the broader implications of this whole program?
Ooh, that's where it gets really interesting, especially, if you're thinking about the UPSC.
Oh, yeah, tell us more.
So for the U.S., it's an economic boost. They get access to this top-tier talent, which drives innovation, keeps them competitive.
Right.
But on the flip side, there are concerns about brain drain from countries like India.
Brain drain, what's that?
So brain drain, it's when highly skilled people leave their home country,
Okay.
often to go to places with, better opportunities.
I see.
So in this case, you've got these talented folks from India heading to the U.S. on these H-1B visas.
Right.
Now, that can benefit the U.S., of course,
Yeah.
but the sending country, India, in this case, they might end up with a shortage of those skilled professionals.
And that could hurt their own economic growth.
Exactly. It's a bit of a double-edged sword.
So there are definitely two sides to this whole thing.
For sure.
How does this all factor into the relationship between the U.S. and India?
Oh, that's a big one, geopolitically speaking,
Yeah.
The H-1B program is a major point of interaction between these two countries.
In what way?
Well, it impacts trade relations, tech collaboration, even cultural exchange.
Wow.
India benefits from remittances. That's money sent back by those H-1B visa holders.
Right.
But losing all those skilled professionals can also hinder their own development goals.
That makes sense.
And for the U.S., relying on foreign talent like this, it really highlights their need to invest in their own domestic STEM education.
To build up their own workforce.
Yeah, exactly. And that's a whole other policy debate.
It's fascinating how all these things are connected.
It is.
It's like this complex web of economics and geopolitics.
All tied to this one visa program.
It's amazing.
It really shows you how these specific policies can have these huge ripple effects globally.
So to wrap it all up, this H-1B visa, It's more than just a work permit.
Right.
It's a way to look at how talent moves around the world, how economies are connected, and even how the relationship between major players like the U.S. and India is evolving.
And it's constantly changing. Keep an eye on it.
We will, for our listeners out there getting ready for those UPSC exams,
Yep.
understanding this H-1B program, all its little details, its implications,
It's crucial.
for both the mains and the prelims.
Absolutely.
So dive deep, explore different viewpoints, and connect the dots to these big global trends.
It's all connected.
And if you found this deep dive helpful, please don't forget to like and subscribe for more.
We'll see you next time.
Until then,
Bye.
bye everyone.